Can I fuck off now?
If you want to. You can just watch me play this game for an hour if you want.
No, I've got shit to do. Well, not literally shit.
Lucky you.
Actually, I might have shit. See you later.
Good to know. Hello Internet, I am Firebolt and welcome to City Skylines. If you couldn't guess, this is a city builder. It's sort of like if you ever played SimCity, except I think it's better because it's got like zoning stuff and it's just got a nice UI. But I did try this before on my computer and it failed, so I'm doing it on the Shadow. Well, it didn't fail, it just was laggy as all balls because you get a lot of traffic in it. Oh, and it also has something that SimCity doesn't, because I think in SimCity it's just people just go to the nearest building for work, which makes no sense. Like every citizen's sort of accounted for. I mean, there's loads of tutorials here that I can actually watch, but I'm just going to assume I know how to do this. Okay, I have to pick a map. Oh yeah, there's also natural resources because you can zone things as having like forests and shit and mining and oil. Cliffside Bay, that looks quite nice. It's kind of picturesque, that. Grand River, that looks a bit too much like London for my taste. Blackwoods, that just looks marshy. Green Plains, again, too much water. I think I'm going to go for Cliffside Bay because that looks nice and picturesque. So that's got about 50% water by the looks of it, and it's got outside connections for trains, highways, ships, and planes. What are we going to name this? Well, of course, let's go from my Civ 5 series and just name this Firebolt because I'm a narcissist. And we'll have left-hand traffic. I think that means that's on, because you can tell I'm British and we drive on the left, and that makes sense to me because we're right, but we're left. But actually the reason that the rest of the world drives on the right is the French, because they wanted to rebel against the monarchy. And there is actually a logical reason why we drive on the left, it's just not really applicable anymore. It's for jousting, because you would use your right arm, which would be, you know, right hand drive, stabbing into the person on your right. Hello, yeah, okay, I don't actually know how to play this game, so I apologise if you do. Now, you do start off with one-way roads, which are really annoying to try and build a city with all one-way roads. But it's kind of worth having a sort of central highway that does that thing anyway, so yeah, I'm just gonna place this down here. And also you can have like great angle sort of tools like that, and you can make it curve around nicely and do weird things like that, where you set it like that and then curve it however you want and make that curve onto there, and really nice. And then you can turn off snapping and you can do various mods, and it's it's a lot better for road building, although sometimes if there's a steep slope they'll just sort of cry, but this looks kind of flat-ish, so I should be alright. Oh, and also I think in the base game you can only buy the 9 tiles around this, well 9 including this one, but if you get mods, and this game has quite good support on the Steam Workshop, you can get I think 25 squares, so you got a lot of space to play with, and the mods are quite good. There's quite a good community for that sort of thing. Oh, and you can also do like freeform roads, but who wants that? Then, you know, I'll slightly curve it here by doing sort of, and that looks terrible, but I'm going to try and make it a sort of one-way system. Oh, and you can also upgrade these roads because these are currently just like 2-lane roads. So if you want to have really massive roads, then you can do that. Probably good to actually have much bigger roads for our main sort of highway thing. There's a really nice one with trees somewhere. Oh, are they all? Oh, they're all locked. Now, will that upgrade both ways? Yes, okay, it's got space, good. And you may see there that there's a grid off to the side of each thing, and that's because that's where you put all your zones, and I can't upgrade this road right now. There we go. Okay, well, let's make this work, because that is crap. Yeah, so we want a central highway so that we can have all our streets coming off of it. We could have some shops around this, but it might be really noisy, so people will be annoyed. Also, you can see there's 3 types of buildings, other than your services, which is something else entirely. 3 types of buildings that people will actually use in that sort of way. That aren't like specific buildings, that just sort of like plonk things like that here. Let the market decide what happens. And also, I'm just realised that if this highway continues, it's just going to plough into the cliff. Anyway, yeah, so you got residential, which is just the highest thing right now, because, well, if nobody lives here, nobody's gonna want shops, which are blue, and industry, which is, well, just jobs, basically. You can have industrial things like factories and stuff, but that does actually really affect your city, because, well, it kills all the trees and pollutes the water supply, so people eventually will move to offices once you actually get to a certain point in the game. Right, so the problem is that my entrance actually doesn't really work, because, oh, these are actually 6 lanes. I probably don't even need that many, but fine. I'll downgrade them so that they actually fit. There we go. Okay, so now we have a big central highway. It's very ominous when there's no one there. Oh, so you have a little Twitter bird here, called Chirper, apparently, because copyright. Basically, citizens can complain there or just compliment you, because that's not how any politician has ever worked. But oh, well, that's annoying. These are 2-lane, but those are fucking 3-lane. I don't even know if I have 3-lane roads. Of course, it decides to the stupidest roads. Also, you have like loads of different transport hubs, which you can use to transport cargo around people. But I'm gonna actually get into building the actual fucking city, because so far I built a highway into it. Okay, so probably just want these roads here, but I'm going to make them 2-way so it's not a nightmare to build. Generally, I found that the best way is to have industry on one side and residential there, and sort of disperse commercial throughout that, and then have some other bits that do like specialised things. Because then people don't complain that they've got massive smokestacks outside their house. Should I do it grid style, or should I just, you know what, let's freeform it. Let's make this crazy. We want this to be sort of suburban, but not actually suburban, because suburbs are kind of dodgy sometimes. A little cul-de-sac there that doesn't actually go anywhere. Link it back up to the main road, it's fine. I apologise to anyone that's ever done anything to do with like urban planning. And also there's a really annoying thing where they'll just put traffic lights in places sometimes, and I don't think you can turn this off unless you get a mod. I don't think it's done it here. Okay, I'm gonna make this like spaghetti place or something, because the industrial place, like, it would make no sense for this to work ever. So yeah, just gonna do it however I feel like it right now. Okay, so that's spaghetti place, and that's going to be mostly residential. I'll put a few commercial things out there. You have to start with low residential, which are like suburban things. Traffic is going to be a nightmare here. It's brilliant. Oh, don't put houses next to there. No. Yeah, so you can like brush it over like that, so you can have smaller things. Let's have some stores by the side of here, because if anyone wants to stop off, then you can buy it over here. And, you know, who wouldn't want a store right on the highway or whatever? And then I'll have jobs on the other side of the city, even though that's horrifically inefficient, I think. But I don't know, we can have offices on this side once we actually unlock those. I think you need to be a certain size for that, because like small towns won't have very many offices, will they? I think we're currently at the status of like a town or something. But actually, if we unpause things, that'll make it much easier. These just sort of naturally build up over time, but if there's no actual demand for something, then people won't move in there. The idea is that people will sort of build their own thing, or just the demand will mean that real estate people buy that up and build houses there so that they can sell them to people that want to live here. I don't know why people would want to live here since there's literally nothing here. Oh, probably a good plan. Build some schools, because there might be some children around, unfortunately. Do we have to research schools, by the way? Probably a good idea to get some power in, wouldn't it? Oh, we don't want coal. Unfortunately, we can't get solar yet, so just gonna hope wind turbines are enough. Let's just pause for now, because if people move in there, they're not gonna have any electricity. Oh, and also with electricity, and I think also plumbing, they sort of have a little bubble around them, so you don't have to build power lines absolutely everywhere. So they'll sort of link together in neighbourhoods. Yeah, so we want to go in a high wind area, like the hills up here. So as many windmills as possible up here, and we've run out of money. Fantastic. And, well, people will move in there eventually, so we'll just have power lines down to there. Water as well. Good idea. We don't have enough money for that either. Okay, I might need a small loan. I need 400 people to get a loan. you guys are just gonna have to live without electricity or water for a few weeks. Until someone decides to... Oh, I thought I had Baker Street. I was just gonna launch into a sack solo there. Someone built a house here. Okay, but you still need water. And we don't actually have enough people to do that. Okay, I might need to sell some of the road. No one needs that road. Do I get money back for doing that? I don't think I do. Ah, these people might need jobs, which unfortunately I don't have the money to build the roads for, so kind of screwed myself over there. Okay, so I've spent all the money. Well, we probably don't need all the money from the windmills. So we can just sell some windmills, right? We don't need every single one of those windmills. We'll have enough power at least for now. It's just nice to have a surplus, I suppose. We don't get money back for demolishing shit. Fuck. Okay, so you can actually very easily get trapped. I might have to just reset this. Okay, new game. Let's try this again. What's your problem? Sewage is backing up. I haven't got a sewage system. And I haven't got a population that actually works. So, I've messed this up again. Okay, let's just fast forward time and hope that eventually this corrects himself so that I can get an... I mean, people are going to be filled with shit, but, you know, I can't. I literally can't. I don't have enough money to buy that. I know they're abandoned because it's fucking shit. Jesus Christ. Okay, attempt number 3. Okay, let's not spend too much. We're not going to be even building that much to start with. Let's start small and just try and actually have a city that can survive more than a fucking week. That's horrific. That's horrific on toast. Oh god. Great. Okay. It vaguely works that way. Crisscross like that and then... Great. Okay, so that's just going to be a weird loop-to-loop community like that. Well, let's do some zoning. Well, let's actually get the power up and running. And let's get some sewage in so that it's not clogged with shit. 1 windmill, at least. I will add more later. I'm just going to spend less to start with and not go too ambitious, sort of have it as more of a small start rather than being ridiculously ambitious and not actually getting anywhere. We need some water, just 1 pumping station, I won't go too ambitious, don't need to go crazy here. We're also going to need some for our industrial section, like so, and you know, may as well have one going all the way down here. Okay, now we need industry because people are going to start wanting jobs. Okay, so grid system here again, just straight road. This is a harder game than it says. It's just like, I thought it would be nice and lovely and relaxing, but no, it's harsh and brutal and you have no money. Is this what actually building a city is like? I bet it is. Fantastic, there we go. Oh, and this also needs powering. Great, okay, but we also need a sewage plant so that we're not literally filled up with shit. Sewage pump here. It's not the most healthy thing. We could have a water treatment plant, but we need 14,000 people for that. So for now, it's okay to just pump it into the river. And we have 2 pipes, by the way. We're not mixing them. Great. There's also a day-night cycle, which didn't used to be, but I think that was a free update that added a bunch of stuff, and things have different cycles at night. So it kind of changed how the game worked. So people will now automatically build houses here, and hopefully... Oh, they're not very happy with me. Why aren't you very happy with me? What's wrong? Oh, you got no electricity over there. That might be a problem. How are we doing on money? We've got 20,000 less. Let's not get too cocky with that. Okay, and right, so we'll also need some basic services, but you need 400 to do anything, so hopefully people will just sort of naturally move in and build shit. And also, everything's got a name on it, which, well, means that you can see loads of stats about, like, who's there and how well it's doing, but you can also rename it, so Frank's Fish Stick Factory. No, let's call this Frank's Fun Stick Factory. Do we all know what that means? Nah, fish stick's fine. Okay, whatever. The Bedford residence. Haha, this is going to be... no, that's too big for me. Oh, it's got 4 children. That's a lot of people to be living in one house, but 10 people living in that house. I'm a bit worried by our average sized house. 2 people in there, that kind of makes more sense, but you know. How are there 2 people living in there, but 10 people living in that? Not enough workers. Okay, so we need more houses then. So have we actually filled out all the things that... No, you haven't. Come on, guys. It's not that bad over here. I mean, I know there's fuck all here. And I quite like just watching the traffic go by. I mean, and it works here, I guess. Traffic lights always slow things down. I don't understand. I mean, I guess, but yeah, I don't think you can actually get road accidents here, so it's just a small town. Kind of works. And you don't really have this sort of thing in Britain, because you're kind of a village if you're this size. I mean, the village that I live in is even bigger than this, but you wouldn't get things this size. You might get houses that size, but they're like on the outskirts. But like a factory like that, you're not going to get that here. So I guess the problem is that these factories are too big, which means that they need way more than they actually are getting here. I mean, there's loads of jobs available, but no one wants to actually move in. It's just a sort of slow grind until I get 400, because I can't really change anything until then. I do like the little animations where they sort of build up and then build down. They're quite nice. I still don't understand how the system works out how many people live in one house, because there's 10 people living there, but 3 people living there. There's some serious inequality going on here, where someone living in that shack's got 10 people, 3 of which are children. Actually, 4 of which if you include teens. The problem here is that they're all growing up uneducated, and we're actually losing population currently, I think. No idea why. What's going on? None of you guys are becoming abandoned yet, are you? Don't build a new factory, Jesus Christ. We are now a little hamlet, finally. That means we can actually build schools and hospitals and landfill. Which isn't great, but it'll have to do for now. Because incinerators are expensive. I'm not sure why you can't just get a recycling plant, but I think there's actually a DLC which is like eco-friendly shit, so. Okay, so currently pretty much everyone's uneducated, but the range of it's actually determined by like how far they actually need to travel. So if you do have a one-way system, then that really screws with that, and you have to be very careful where you place it. Basically, if I place this anywhere in here, anyone from this neighborhood can get to school. So that makes sense just to put that there, I guess. Because that's where all my residential is. So put that all there and people will be much happier. Also getting a hospital. Hospital should also cover industrial area, so just try that to get that to cover everything basically. If I can. That covers the best, I think. So have a hospital there and everyone will be happy. And we should probably have some waste management, but it's not good to... That is quite a far reach, I think, and it's not good to have that right next to people because, you know, it doesn't exactly smell nice. So let's, now that we do actually, I mean, we're still hemorrhaging money, kind of. Now that we do actually have some money, let's run this road a little bit further down. And have a landfill off to the side. Well, do we want it off a main road? No, we don't. Let's build a dirt road to it. I mean, that might really reduce its range, but... Try just building a dirt road to it off the industrial section, so it's sort of out of people's way, because otherwise it'll really stink up the place. So we're now steadily increasing population, but we need a way to actually make money. How do you make money except for taxes, exactly? It's going to have to be taxes. We're going to have to increase taxes, and we're going to need more residential, because I think it's filled up here. How have you guys not got electricity? Oh, there's not actually enough electricity available. Okay, we need another windmill here. So sometimes you will have to just go through people's houses to make that work, but you sort of just sometimes have to do that thing. So we've sort of run out of money here, but that's not really a problem since this isn't a one-way road, so that can just sort of tail off there and I'll finish that later. So just because the factories can fit a lot more people in them than the houses can, so they'll have enough places to work, and plus I think there's actually a bigger industrial section there because it's grid, which is more efficient. Okay, how do we... Loan would be a good idea. Now we can actually get a loan so we're not completely screwed. 9% is too much, too little, sorry. But we can't actually tax it ridiculously high. I'm guessing there's also it's like a state level tax, so this is just basically council tax. Well, you know, let's get that up to 15 because we're seriously running out of money here. Oh, and since industry does pollute a little bit more, let's get that up to 20. What are you sad about? Citizens are sick. Well, we've got loads of ambulances going around, so... Oh, we just not got enough money to actually fund it properly. We could do with a loan. But that costs more per week, so, you know, that's just sort of a temporary solution. Okay, we just need to break even here, so we really need to just up taxes, I think. or slightly lower funding on, like, we don't need water that much, do we? People are going to need electricity less during the day, won't they? So why are we giving that as much funding during the day? You know, turn off your lights. They'll still need some electricity, but cut that to 80% and we're still not breaking even. Why is this making no difference to anything? Slight surplus if we max out taxes. They think taxes are too high now. Of course they do. 20. We need at least 20, otherwise we're fucking screwed. Oh, we're actually making a lot more money now, so we can lower this even further if they're complaining about taxes. Okay, so now we are actually making money. Good. You guys still think the taxes are too high. And you got sick people, is it? Dirty water. I'm pretty much shitting where I eat. That's all concentrated there, so they are pretty much drinking shit, which is why everyone's getting sick. Probably be easier just to leave that there and pump from further upriver. But I'm just gonna hope that, you know, if I pump water from up here, since there are rocks here, shit's not gonna go that way. And everyone still thinks the taxes are too high, and everyone's already sick. Okay, great. Oh, and these guys also need electricity, that would be great. But don't you already have it? What are you doing? Oh, we have no availability. Okay, so now we actually have available electricity. This is why I like to have a surplus, that sort of thing. But then I have no money. Okay, how's our water supply doing? We got plenty of water availability. Just, we haven't actually plumbed this in. Not enough money. Great. Okay, so you guys don't get water. I'm sorry about that, but yeah, not enough money. It's not too high. We're barely breaking even. We need to pay back this loan as well. So stop whinging about it, and we can actually get something done. Can you get water? I think everyone gets water in this situation. Yes, okay, I think everyone's got water, but everyone also thinks taxes are too high. Literally everyone thinks taxes are too high. And all these factories are becoming abandoned. I think that means that you have to demolish them. Okay, well, before everything goes fucking belly up. And we're losing population again, which means that we're losing more money and 10%, how does that sound? Good, we'll have no money either way. Oh, we have money again, and you guys don't think taxes are too high anymore. But half your buildings are also abandoned. There's also another thing with how this game works is because people are sort of the same age when they move in. Unless they're kids. So you do get death waves, which, well, you don't really have morgues yet at this stage in the game. I just deleted someone's home for no reason. Okay, more factories should be built up here once more people move in and we've averted that crisis. And now we're hemorrhaging money again. What do you want from me? Okay, just smidge up taxes slightly. 12%, that's all I'm asking for. 15%, come on, I need... No, too high, 15. Okay, they don't cry if it's 14%. Okay, we're just making money. Are you happy now? The money in this game is really fucking inconsistent, right? Oh, now these guys have no electricity again, because there's no availability, apparently. Oh, because apparently during the day, yep, I didn't actually put funds into that. So now I'm going to have to re-up this budget to 100% so it actually works. Oh, and landfill's filling up as well. How much is that up to? 2% full. But we're a worthy village, finally. Which means that we can get another loan. Thank fuck. Police department. I mean, crime doesn't seem to be a massive problem, especially in small places, but you'll get the odd crime. And fire departments, because fires are actually really bizarrely common. Fire department here. Great, and let's hit the police department right next door. Why not? Because we don't have enough money. Fantastic. How much do you need for that? 12,000, okay. But we are actually making some decent money now, and is anyone complaining about the tax rate? Oh, now policies for different districts where we can say, oh, it has smoke detectors here or whatever. Oh, that's really fucked up. You can have places that have harsher prison sentences. Okay, shops should begin to be built along here because there's increased demand for that, but there's also residential demand, and I need to just balance what I need to get. Let's just build a new sort of set of suburbs, I guess. Not enough money there. Okay, well, there we go. Okay, well, we'll just paint this all residential so that we can get some new buildings in. More people should begin to move in once they're happier with how things are going. Oh, do we have plumbing here as well? Good point. We'll need new pipes to come across here. I think there's still spaces for factories. Probably. I mean, we can build more industrial stuff down here. It's not going to be hard to do that. It's just quite the smog setting in over there. This isn't as horrific a junction as I thought it would be. They seem to be blending in pretty well. It's weird where some traffic decides to congest. Oh, we're having loads of crime problems. I didn't realise there was that much problem. Just police, like one police station seems to deal with it pretty well. We are now a tiny town as well. Cool. Oh, and we just got 30,000 for doing that. Okay. That means that we can pay off that loan actually. Fantastic. Loan paid off. And let's also get a police station because that's going to really become a problem pretty soon. Okay, what's the reach like on this? Does that reach the further off areas of that area? No. Okay, so we'll need at least 2 police stations, I'm thinking. 1 more for the industrial area, and these just need to link up. We can also have various monuments about it. There's also an entertainment system, because if people get bored, then they won't like your town as much. I've just managed to rotate the camera, and I don't know how. Okay, but now I'm viewing it from this side, which is really awkward, and that sewage is leaching everywhere. Can I get a water treatment plant, please? Oh, I need fucking 14,000 to do that. Oh, we also have various traffic routes. We should get a transit system in. Once we actually unlock that. Do we actually have that yet? No, we need 2,200 for that. We're slowly getting there. We can now also build canals. There's an interesting water system in this game that they absolutely don't need, where basically if you build a sort of basin with water in it, I mean, they do need it for psychopaths, which I'm guessing is why they put it in there. If you sort of build a mound with water in it, sort of like a crater, or just a canal, and then break that canal, then the water will react with real physics and flood your town. Oh, that's quite picturesque, having the windmills over there. Oh, it's Q&E. Oh, I see. That sort of makes sense. Of course. Yeah, we now have enough money for another police station, just in case anyone wants one of those. Oh, and we probably need a new hospital as well. Yeah, because the hospital doesn't reach up to these guys, and hospitals are generally more used than a police station. Oh, and we might need another school, yeah. Oh, but we could also now get high schools. I'm aware. Okay, there's low happiness, but I think the point that like they're not dying of the flu or something is probably more important right now. You can get like bigger upgraded versions, but okay, so that should reach everyone there. Fire department would also be good around this area. Okay, yeah, I'm aware that you get parks, but like, how much you actually care? Well, I guess they're only small. Have a small park here that everyone can enjoy. Fantastic. We'll have a few parks there so that people aren't depressed. But yeah, you might not want to be on fire. That might be a good thing. Or have an education. That might also be a good thing. We'll need a high school, but first I think an elementary school is probably more worthwhile. They can go to another town for high school until we get that sorted. It just takes a while for the money to come in. Where are we going to plonk that down? We need it where it's going to be most efficient, really. Because the current one just actually services that area. This really doesn't have a far reach. Oh, and these guys haven't got power anymore. Why is that? Because we haven't got any electricity left. So we need to buy more turbines, which is fantastic. There we go. Just build a few more so I don't have to keep doing that. But now we have no money again, so it's just sort of waiting for money to tick in and then hoping that everyone's fine with how I've done the thing. Okay, we now have enough money for that. So we can build a little one there, which just about reaches these guys, but it would be good if we could get another one here. How much do they cost? 10,000. How much do they cost? 24,000. So it would probably one high school for this whole area. Are people still sick? Oh, the water's been contaminated again, hasn't it? Where are we gonna get this to put stuff away? Because we need somewhere where we can pump water, but it's not gonna leach into our supply. Are we gonna have to start using water towers? Okay, so we can have water towers here if everyone's getting sick, which they are, because the water's polluted right now. Do we have clean water available though? No, we don't. Stop shitting so much. I don't know what we're going to do, because there's not really anywhere else that you can dump shit, is there? Well, how about we just cut off the water supply there? Is everyone fine now? Is there enough water for everyone as well? Yeah, we now have plenty of water availability and sewage treatment there. Places are abandoned now though, because people were getting fed up with shit in their water. We are now a boom town apparently. Fantastic. I could probably do with a high school if I'm a boom town. garbage has piled up there apparently. That might just be a really weird place where the garbage trucks can't actually get to. Yeah, because the way that the one-way system works, there's no way that garbage can actually get to that area. So I may as well actually just de-zone that area, if I'm honest. Just de-zone that area there because no one can actually get into it. Ooh, we can also get advanced wind turbines now, so we don't have to build them on that hill. Fantastic, so I'll just plonk these all around here. This has gone much better than my previous two cities. I might have to finish this at some point because I think I've been recording for a little too long now, but I'm enjoying myself. It just shows how addictive this game can be. You know, you can build high schools and, oh, now there's transit systems where you can build whole bus lanes and, what is that? Taxis. Apparently you can get taxi depots. I didn't even know about that. There's ships which you can build ports here, and then you can build massive places with sort of overland routes and underground routes and everywhere, and you can even build airports. Yeah, a ton of shit. You got a lot of options for how to expand your city. Also building universities, bigger police stations, as well as these monuments here, which I think there's some that are like big projects that you need. There's certain projects that you get at a certain point which are level 6 unique buildings, I think, which means that you need all the things here before that, so like statue of various things, and then they give you a massive boost. Like there's an Eden project which I think actually gives you money and just like raises the land value of everything, so you make a fuck ton of tax money from that. We have actually made a city that can vaguely just sustain itself, but there's a lot of demand for residential right now, so you have to just keep building, and you can buy new plots of land, and of course there's loads of mods that can get you different junctions. You don't have to have this much water on a map either, and hopefully you can actually get a map that you know, the shit doesn't start overflowing on, because that's quite annoying. But once you get up to a certain population, you can actually treat the water beforehand. So, but anyway, I'm probably going to end it there because I have no idea how long I've been recording for. So yeah. Anyway, yeah. So I very much like this game. It is a little bit fiddly when you're not used to it, as you probably saw, because I didn't even know how to rotate the camera. Apparently it's Q&E. Oh, and various people are now complaining about tax rate. I'm going to go before the entire city collapses. Disasters. Did I actually get something with disasters, or is that another thing? I think that might be a DLC. There's loads of DLCs though. Oh, and you can do a whole bunch of terrain sculpting things. Okay, just quickly showing that off, because this is what this game actually kind of excels at, weirdly. Even though it's a really small part of the game. Anyway, and there's loads of zone things, and now you can get road tolls, and you get bigger roads and big roundabouts like this that you can just put in the middle of fucking nowhere and have massive roundabout cities if you want. You can do lots of shit with this game. It's really fun. It's just, you know, it takes quite a bit of commitment to get it to get up and running, I guess. I do suggest looking at mods, and also unlimited funding's just always fun in any game, I think. Anyway, I'm probably going to edit out the first 2 attempts on the towns anyway, because those were shit. I don't know, this might be a bit of a weird video. We'll see. Anyway, I've been Firebolt, and this has been City Skylines. I very much recommend it, although yeah, maybe just look at the tutorials because it is a bit of a complex thing. And once you get into the big cities, then you get all sorts of problems with traffic. Anyway, I should go. Bye. Oh, and then you haven't even got to death waves yet. You get morgues as well, cemeteries. Well, those have a certain capacity as well. Patient capacity. Oh, that's a bit of a grim way to look at it.